to a new episode of Project Analysis Series. And guess what we are talking about today? Chuan Park.
The most important is I think a lot of people are asking for actually Chuan Park analysis, right? I think
yes, it's like a mega launch of the year. How can anyone not heard of it?
Yeah, so we are very busy this 1-2 weeks because there's many launches coming up. Chuan, then we have Nava Grove, we have
Northwood
Grand that we just done, then we have EOK coming, which is Emerald Katong. There's still some other launches coming along the way, but this period is going to be full of launches, but main thing is still we want to go in and understand in Chuan Park what are the things that we want to avoid. How do we make sure that we, with all this knowledge, we can buy the right unit that we are going for. In terms of what facing, what layout, which type of unit will be better, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, or 5-bedroom, all this will be covered in this video. So if you are interested in looking at Chuan Park, please watch the whole video. I know it's very long, but there will be a lot of good information throughout the 1 hour that we are going to talk.
And I'll break it down into chapters for you in the description below. So if there is a specific unit type that you're looking at, please click on the timestamp below, okay?
Yes, okay.
So without further ado, let's go, because today we have a very extensive analysis to go. Okay.
So behind us is Chuan Park, okay? So that's not so important because I think this is just some of the artist's impression, all these things lah, huh? Okay, but we want to go more into the details.
Yes, correct. So Chuan Park actually is an en bloc project. So there is no harmonization rule per se, right? And there is 916 units, which is quite a, I would consider a mega development, right? And in terms of the car park lots, it's not like a one-to-one configuration, but because we are in front of the MRT, or rather the MRT is in front of us, so I don't think we'll need that many. And most importantly is the TOP date estimated to be end 2028.
So the location is at Lorong Chuan, which I think we have not have supply for very long period of time.
Yeah, over I think more than 10 years.
I think the last one is Scala lah. Scala in Chuan Park. So one of the question is that it's definitely an area that a lot of people want, correct?
Correct.
But expected price will be 2.5 upwards. 2.5, 2.6, we don't know, maybe up to 2.8, okay? So the question that I get from the ground, a lot of people asking me, can still make money on this price?
True lah, because last time like the projects that earn a lot, right, like over 100%, they purchased at 1,002 to 1,004 PSF, right? So this kind of new price tag, is it something that is acceptable in this area? I think that's also something we want to explore.
Correct, because the key thing is that, like for example, if we talk about Lentor, we look at $2,000 per square foot, $2,200 per square foot. But there is already transaction in the resale market that's done at that price. Why? Because there is property that is newer in Lentor area, which means that like Ang Mo Kio is quite near to Lentor, which they have already transacted at $2,000. But in Chuan, the problem is there isn't a product that is close to the edge of Chuan, which means the last one is quite far apart. So we don't know. How can we determine by that, right? Because the properties that is older, slightly older, is about 10-15 years old older. So the price, there will be a gap. So in today's video, we will do a different way of calculation to show you how do we calculate whether this is still a safe price to enter in terms of comparing to older developments. Because there is no new developments to compare with. So with that, I think it will be easier for us to gauge whether what price is a good price for us to go in.
Correct.
So we are going into the site plan.
First, okay, because it's a mega development, so we need to get our bearings right. But maybe we just jump to the next slide first, because I want to first show you guys where are the specific blocks looking at. Okay, so they are all together 5 blocks. Okay. We are estimating one of the block to have premium, which is the one that is facing the landed enclave, this part over here. And the second type to have a premium, likely to have a premium price, is those that is facing internal, meaning the facilities, the pool area. And as for the rest of the development, right, they will be facing outwards. As you can see, the different facing outwards, right, over here, we have this block and this 2 block over here. They'll be facing another building, right? And lastly, there's a slightly diagonal block, okay? That will be facing Nanyang Junior College. So this is very important when it comes to our estimated pricing later, because we need to know like where is developer going to price the premium at. And this is by Kingsford. Oh, just now we forgot to mention the developer's name. Okay, this is by Kingsford.
Kingsford,
Yep.
So we want to understand how do we want to using the past record of Kingsford itself to understand how do we want to buy. How do we want to take prices in launch day? Because these are the things because different developer got different pricing strategy.
Correct.
Some will be putting the premium in certain areas. Some will be putting the premium in other areas. So how do we know? We based on their past launches to understand what is their strategy like. So later we will brief you more on that. Okay, so this is the distribution chart and the unit mix. As you can see here, 44% 2-bedroom, 47% 3-bedroom, 6.6% 4-bedroom, and 2.4% 5-bedroom. This is very, very important. Why would I say that? Because this will help you understand the supply. We always say that property can make money or not is based on two things. Demand, which is something that we have to guess. Supply is something that we know. Supply is the easiest to gauge. Then you understand like in future what type of layout will have more demand, then this is where you can make money. So if I can buy a property that have very, very little supply, not just in Chuan Park, in the surrounding area, but yet I can foresee that next time there will be buyers that is looking at this.
Then you will be making a profit.
Then I will be making a lot of profit. But if I buy a property that do not have a lot of supply now, but I don't know whether next time got demand or not. Maybe the demand not as good. But supply low, demand maybe low also. You will still make money. Worst thing is I buy something with a lot of supply. Then no demand. Then that one you will be very difficult for you to sell because there will be a lot of units in the market, but there's no buyer. So this is what we want to be very sure about. So we will break it down into the 2-bedroom. Let's say this 65 square meter, 99 units. Why there's this 77? Because this is non-harmonized, which means they will still build high ceiling. Like the penthouse, you will still get a higher ceiling. They will still charge you for the air space. All the harmonized unit will not have. So total 104 for the smaller one. Then you can see here 195. And this one 104. So later we'll break it down for you, but why I want to highlight this because even the 2-bedroom, some layout will have more units, some layout will have lesser units. The 3-bedroom also will have the same situation. So I cannot use 2-bedroom there is 300, 400 units as per se. I have to also break it down into if I want to buy a 2, which one I want to buy because of the supply. So now we will go into the key question today,
which
is
a
new development worth it.
Mentioned earlier, whether or not if let's say we were to enter Chuan Park today at 2005 and 2006, something that has never been done in this district, in future, can we sell for a profit or not?
Okay, so now we will see, because in Chuan, one of the key problem is we do not have similar age group property to compare. Okay, so we will have to take an older development to compare with Chuan. How do we do this? Because now we want to take a project that is launched maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and we take at that point in time they compare to an older condo, which means the age gap between Riverfront and Evergreen will be similar to what we are taking for Chuan later. So this is Riverfront and Evergreen Park. Their age difference is about 23 years old, okay? Because Riverfront is from 2018, the land date. For Evergreen is 1995, so 23 years old difference. And we want to see how they perform when Riverfront was at launch and Evergreen was a resale then. So now we see, this is what happened in 2018, 2020 range. That period, the property price did not increase a lot. So anything that is bought between 18 to 2020, actually the price is almost quite similar. So this one is Evergreen versus Riverfront. Evergreen was bought at $666 per square foot. We take one example for you. Riverfront was at about $1,193, which means Riverfront for newer condo, 23 years gap is 80% higher.
Quite expensive lah.
You look at 1,002, you don't feel expensive. Now you look at 80% higher, it's very expensive.
Correct.
So this is what is happening in Chuan. Am I right to say that? So we see how it performs. Evergreen, so in 2024, make $405,000, which means it's a 49% profit. We want to use percentage to calculate because our purchase price, our profit is 49%. But for Riverfront, they bought 1.323, make 727,000, 55% profit. So what this part show, even if I buy 80% higher in per square foot for a 23 years gap, I still make more money in terms of percentage. I don't say the absolute quantum. Why? Because definitely it will be higher because I bought higher. But in terms of percentage return, I'm still 6% higher. 80% gap. Huh? So now we look at Chuan and Spring Bloom. Wow. The difference is 29 years old. So this is even longer. Then 23, this is 29. Now we see Spring Bloom transacted recently, 1588 per square foot. So if Chuan Park 2005 is only 58% higher, 2006 is 64% higher. Remember, just now 23 years old gap, how much higher? 80% or 80%. So to be honest, if you look at this, 64% higher, can buy.
Very manageable lah.
I think can because it's 29 years old difference. And at 2005 is 58% higher. So to be honest, if you look at this data, even at 2007, I don't think it's something that you totally cannot consider. Because it's still within the 80% range. But of course, we might be worried about, 2,000 plus. Next time we have to sell 3,000 plus per square foot. All these things, that is the concern. But looking at the data that we have used based on Riverfront and Evergreen, at 2007, I still think can. But if on launch day you can get anything 2.5 to 2.6, I think is really, really quite a good purchase. Because you are only 50% to 60% higher than Spring Bloom. Because we have no way to gauge based on new to new product. And key thing about Chuan is no supply. That whole area, a lot of buyers, no supply. Buyers want to move there. All the D19 buyers want to move there because it's near MRT, but yet it's quiet. The whole area, there isn't a lot of traffic. It's a nice place. Usually near MRT means crowded. Here, not really. So no new supply coming in, and we have one coming up, which is Chuan. Now we look at this is a summary. Riverfront bought 80% higher, make 50% profit. If Chuan launched at 2006, it's only 64% higher. And this is 29 years different. This is 23. So how much you will make? I leave it to you to imagine. But I'm not saying that we will get 50 again. I'm just saying, based on the resale in the surrounding, this is quite a safe entry that we can get.
Okay.
Because based on past record. Okay? Yep. So now the 2-bedroom.
Then we go to the different unit type analysis. Okay, first on to the 2-bedroom. Okay, I think first thing first, we need to talk about developers' pricing strategy. Okay?
Yes.
So, Alex, when is the last launch by Kingsford?
Normanton Park.
When? Okay, that's where. Okay.
When I cannot remember.
So that is the latest new launch by this same developer. So today we are going to dive into how developer actually price their Normanton Park 2-bedrooms to sort of have a sensing how much premium will developer put for different facing in Chuan Park.
Correct.
Hope that doesn't confuse you. Okay, so let's look at the Normanton Park site plan.
Okay, so this is a site plan. There's 3 facing: park facing, pool facing, and AYE facing. Okay, one of the key things that we want to understand from this analysis that we are doing now is, because on launch day, let's say Joy, I want to buy a 2-bedroom in Chuan Park. Okay, I go there. There's 400 units of 2-bedroom.
Whoa.
So which price should I take? How should I prioritize what to take? So we want to use Normanton price strategy, which usually developer will use the same strategy when they go to the next development.
Correct. Most of the time they will have the same. Yeah.
From here, we understand where do we want to put our focus in. By our strategy, which means that if I'm a buyer who want to buy a 2-bedroom, is view important? May not be super important, correct?
Okay.
Kingsford, the premium is based on good view, they put a lot of premium. Then I might not even want to take any price for the good view one.
Right.
You get what I mean? Because my focus will not be there. My focus will be the not so good view one. Then if Kingsford, the pricing strategy is per floor jump is maybe 1% for one floor. And then we might not want to go for the high floor. But if their strategy is per floor jump is very minor, then what will you do?
Something.
you would, maybe this is a project that you want to go for high floor. So now we look at the premium in facing for Normanton Park. Can see from here, this is the best facing, which is the park and sea facing. AYE city facing is the worst lah.
Worst facing lah, okay.
If we take same floor, based on per square foot, the gap is 5.8%, which is significantly quite high. Which means that if we are of the same size, let's say a 2 million property, the good facing will cost 116,000 more about that.
They will put more premium on the better facing lah, based on what we are seeing.
They will load lah,
right?
Because for developer it's like that ma. You know what is the keyword for developer? Most important.
Profit margin.
Profit margin. What type of profit margin they are looking at? The average that they are looking at. They can have unit that they lose money on.
Average PSF.
They can have unit that they lose money.
Okay.
But they can have unit that they make a lot of money.
Okay.
Average out, they make money.
Okay.
So how to do average? Which means there's some unit they place a lot of premium. If you have seen some of our old videos, we will show you like per floor jump for which like Lentor Mansion, Lentor Modern is how much ma? Then we understand what we want to go for ma, correct? So you can see very clearly for Normanton the strategy is they put premium on better facing. And the premium is not little. Okay? You can see from here even AYE and pool facing is 4%, 4.4% and 4.4%. So their main premium is right. In this part is very clear. Why do I say it's very clear? Park and pool facing is about 0.6 and 1.5%. So we can see very clearly is what?
The good facing, the price gap is very thin.
The pool and the park facing is very thin.
Correct.
So if I want to go for a pool, I might as well go for the park.
Makes sense.
Same thing for Chuan Park. I want to go for a pool, I might as well go for the landed.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Because it's too small a gap. It's 1779, 1789. I might as well go for the best facing. But if I'm considering I'm okay with the lousier facing, which is for Chuan, maybe it's the one that's facing other condo or facing the MRT, then the gap is very big. So in short, for Normanton, I don't know whether will it be the same for Chuan, but there's a possibility. Pool view is something that we definitely don't want to consider.
Because it will be the most premium. If you are taking the most premium, you might as well take the landed view, right?
It's the very premium, but it's slightly cheaper than the landed, but your view is pool view. Okay. You are slightly better view, but your price you pay is extremely more premium than the AYE facing.
Okay.
But next time you sell, you might not get that kind of premium.
Either you take the best, which is the landed, or you take the worst, which is the block by building.
Correct.
Right?
But in my opinion, if I want to buy 2-bedroom, try to go for the not so good one. I don't need to pay so much. Later we will explain to you why. Okay, so premium by per floor jump. This is Normanton. I was telling all my buyers that time, buy high floor, buy high floor, buy high floor. Why? I've not seen jump so thin. You look at here, park and sea facing. Per floor jump is 0.26%.
What's the norm in the new launch market?
I've seen 1 to 1.2% before. So which means that if it's a 2 million property, per floor jump is about 20,000. Norm is about 0.5 to 0.6. But this one, I'm very puzzled. Like the 5th floor and the 20th floor for park and sea facing, will you be having a huge difference in the view? Yes, confirm yeah. Because this is park facing So 20th floor, I only pay how much more? From low to high, 3.4% premium. 3.4%. But the facing, I pay how much? For the AYE to the pool is 4.3%. I might as well use the premium to pay for
the high floor.
I buy a maybe not so good facing, but I pay for a high floor unit. So this is the strategy for Normanton 2-bedroom, which I think there might be a similarity in Chuan Park. I can't guarantee, but this might be the way that you want to go and take your price. Which means that you have to plan your strategy properly. On that day of balloting, it will be very, very messy. But if you are not sure, you don't know whether you can handle the stress, you don't know what you need to take, you don't know what pricing to take, you do not have a person that can plan out the strategy for you, then you can call us. Okay? Anything else? This one. So pool view also 0.17%. Wow, never seen before. I remember the 1 bedroom per floor jump 1K. So I might as well buy the top floor. Bottom to top, 20,000 difference. This might happen in Chuan Park again. Okay? This one is for AYE facing, also 0.17%.
Basically, all is the same lah. The per level jump is actually very, very, very minimal.
So the park view, they give a more premium lah, but it's still very, very, very low. So how do we know what you need to buy? We base on the past developer strategy. We use it to take a few prices to test out, are they using the same strategy today?
On the launch day itself.
Once we know, then we can target what we want to buy. But what are the top process to know what price to take? This one I can't go through here. You just drop us a message if you need us lah. Okay, so this is a site plan. As you can see, this part and this one should be the cheapest. Because this one face other condo This one is the stadium and school lah. This is the other condo, Spring Bloom. This is facing a condo, can't remember the name. This one is landed facing. This one might be partial landed. Correct? Then these are all the pool view lah. So most expensive should be here, 1-1. This is the second most expensive. This is the cheapest. So this number 3 should be the cheapest facing. Okay, I just write down for you. From here you can know. It should be in this way. And as we've seen for Normanton, the premium can be quite huge. So this is how you want to take your prices. In short, buying bigger unit, you want to go for the number 1 facing, I think it's okay. Buying smaller unit, I don't think there's a need to go and buy for the best facing lah. So this is in short lah.
Okay, so Alex, I don't know about you, but a lot of my clients who are looking at Chuan Park in order to purchase, right? They are looking from a renter point of view. So this is why I want to bring out on this topic about the renter in such a district, in District 19. Many are not aware that actually in this area, there are a lot of condo supply.
So actually, I asked a lot of my tenants, which means that my owners who bought a new launch, they need to rent a place. One of the key considered area is actually District 19.
Because?
If I ask a tenant to consider this area, which means that the rental here is not high lah. Okay. There's a lot of supply lah. So D19 have a lot of supply. But one of the key things that we want to discuss today is, do you need to be near MRT to get a good rental? Because Chuan is very near MRT. So, I mean, we want to be very honest in the videos, right? A lot of people have been saying, buy Chuan because near MRT, buy Chuan because near MRT. I would say yes for own stay, but for rental, would it make a difference, Joy?
Logically, makes more sense, because it's near MRT, very convenient, so it's easier to rent out and supposed to translate to higher rental yield.
Yes,
right?
and I mean, a lot of people who do videos, they also say that buy near MRT is always good. Always, all the near MRT condo is always good. All the far away one not good, correct? But I think it's not definitely working in this manner, because let me explain the logic to you. For example, if today you are going overseas to work,
okay.
So you are going overseas, let's say overseas district, area called District 1, this is where your office is.
Yes.
Okay? If your office is here, and you are one person going there to work, what is the first thing you will do?
To find an apartment near one.
Find an apartment here, near here, a condo near here, correct?
Yep.
Will you go and plan, in Singapore before you go there, you go and research, see, from this District 1 to maybe another district called District 5.
Okay.
Then you find a condo near MRT in District 5.
For what?
Will you do that?
No.
Then now I want to ask you, why were people that work in the CBD go and plan how to take MRT to Lorong Chuan? Then rent here.
Okay.
So which means that will the rental be very high?
No, but part of the reason is because of the supply, no?
Yeah, supply definitely yes, but what I'm trying to say is the demand. We are talking about demand. Okay. So that's why places like Jurong, like Buona Vista, like Tanjong Pagar, all have very high rental yield. And a lot of condo, even in Tanjong Pagar, how many condos is near MRT? Correct or not? There is a few that is near MRT, but if you talk about the sale, they still have to walk a distance to the MRT. But their rental has always been very good. Why? Because there's a lot of people working there. There's always demand for rental.
So it's a very commercialized area that will get a lot of high rental?
If, like example, I want to go overseas and work for 2 years, I will definitely find house is near my office, right?
True.
So there will be a big influx of tenants every month when the company is hiring new staff. So that's the main thing. That's why I say if you want to buy a property that is for rental purposes, right? You don't need to be near MRT. MRT is not the main thing.
Interesting. Do you have any data?
Yes, so now we want to show you, this is 2 condos that is actually both in D19. One is 17 minutes walk to the MRT.
Riverfront Residences?
One is 1 minute walk to the MRT. Or not 1 minute.
Downstairs.
It's downstairs.
Yeah.
Sengkang Grand Residences. And the rental, you can see, we average out. The highest done in Sengkang Grand is 4K for 2 bedroom.
It's too small because it has too many transactions.
Yes. And for Riverfront is 3,007. So average out, this is only about $300 higher. But their launch price, the difference is about $500 to $600 per square foot higher.
Yes. Actually,
Because you are near MRT. So you look at this, is it worthwhile? It's not worthwhile to pay that kind of price for the MRT to buy a property to rent out, right?
Okay.
Because you're only getting how much more? $300 more. You get what I'm trying to say? So I just want to take out this myth of I need to be near MRT to have good rental. Not saying that Chuan Park is not good. I'm saying that I don't need to, because I want near MRT to have a good rental, I buy Chuan Park. You cannot have this purpose when you want to come into Chuan Park. In short, if I want to buy a property in Chuan Park, even a 2 bedroom, I have to look into the perspective of an own stay buyer rather than an investor buyer.
Wow, then that will actually make a lot of difference even when we handpick the kind of layout
that you buy, facing that you want.
Yeah, down to even a 2 bedroom, we must pick a layout that actually cater more towards own stay buyers.
Yes, correct.
Interesting.
So I think this is important. Then you can see this is actually Chuan Park and Scala. Scala is also 5 minutes walk to the MRT. Chuan Park is 1 minute walk. Scala 2 bedroom averagely is transacting at 4,522. Okay. So if let's say we say Chuan Park 4.5 or even 5,000, but bear in mind Scala unit is 900 to 1,000 square feet. Chuan is, we are talking about 700 plus square feet.
700 is actually the smallest 2 bedroom.
Smallest lah.
Yes.
So biggest is about 7 plus also, right?
Yes.
So later we will show you. So I think it's safe to take a 4-5 rate for rental. If we buy at 2006 at 1.82 million, you are only having a 3% yield. So the rental wise will not be as fantastic as what we are thinking. But I still think based on the price that we are looking at, because of the comparison that we have done early, it's still a good price to enter, but just not for rental yield.
So focus is on own
stay.
Right? Rental will come later.
Yes.
Okay?
So that's why the layout is very important, which Joy is going to share with you.
So right now we can finally flow into the layouts. For the 2 bedroom, we are looking at 2 kinds of layout. One is a 2 bedroom compact, which is what you are seeing behind me right now. The other 2 layouts, right, are the 2 plus study. Okay, let's take a look at the 2 bedroom first. Though this is the smallest unit in Chuan Park itself, is 700 square feet. So for 700 square feet, right, okay, you know, we have been going through so many layouts, right? So it feels like this is actually a very, very classic 2 bedroom layout. Okay, you have your entrance, kitchen, living, dining, and then your bedroom and 2 toilets. Okay, so I think more importantly here, we want to look at the facing. What we are seeing here for this 700 square feet is that mostly, if you can see where my arrow is, it means that it's facing like that, okay? It's all inner facing, except for these 2 blocks over here, where the 700 square feet will be external facing, which is blocked by a building. So we are expecting most of the 700 square feet unit type to actually come at a premium, which we will get to that later. Okay? Then let's take a look at the 2 plus study layout. So for the 2 plus study layout, very, very interesting. We have the 732 square feet and also the 743 square feet. For the 732 square feet, it's a dumbbell layout. So this is the entrance. And then we have the kitchen. Then you have your dining, living. First thing I want to say is that the dining is a bit awkward.
It's not a bit. It's very awkward.
Why is it awkward?
Where to put the dining table?
Maybe like slot it here.
Then how I put my chair? So I sit in front of the master bedroom
You
door.
you will be blocking your master bedroom door if you speak.
We are discussing about this for the whole day. So
Yeah, the whole discussion about the Chuan Park 2-bedroom was where do I put my dining?
So even I put a foldable dining, can fold when my friend go
just
home.
park it aside.
When I open, when my friend come, I put the dining table there. I cannot open my master bedroom door. I cannot go in. I don't know how are we going to utilize this.
So anyway, yeah, so that is the small flaw that we see. Okay, but other than that, we have the proper study here, which convertible to a storeroom lah. So it's a proper 2+ study, and of course there is no window in the bathroom, which I think we have seen enough floor plan to know that this is actually a very norm in the 2-bedroom market.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Then we have this 2+ study, which is relatively big, 743. Okay, this is also the SHOWFLAT layout. So for this layout, it's quite interesting. Once we enter the entrance, right, we have the kitchen on the right hand side. Then we have this study corner. So we were actually discussing like how we can further like reconfigure this layout. So one of the suggestions that came by was actually to push back this you see this master bedroom door, push back here. Then we have a very super nice study area, which
Can be a dining.
Your dining area.
Which you can fit in maybe a 6-seater, which is very, very rare for a 2-bedroom to fit in a 6-seater dining. Usually it's 4-seater. So when I first saw this layout, at first it seems a bit awkward, but looking at it deeper, actually we can do some amendments and adjustment to make it a good layout. So when we do amendment and adjustment, what is good?
We will be unique and we can stand out. Because the 2-bedroom itself, right, if you look at the total number of units, right, we have close to 400. So when it comes to the resale market in future, actually you will have a lot of competitors.
A lot.
Yes.
So just now we are saying what? Buy this project, we will have to look at own stay element. Because a lot of people buying for own stay. So this one have 104 units. This one have 195 units. The awkward dining one. This one has 104. So which means that the B2 layout have the most unit. And have the most awkward dining area.
Okay.
So my take, this one, avoid. Later we will tell you the top 3 choices. And why we want to focus on 743? Because it's 104 unit. And if I adjust the dining, might be the one and only 2-bedroom that's like that. When I'm rare, I make money. When I'm common, I don't make money.
Yes.
This is common. And if we see it correctly, I'm having a lot of units. First thing, this is not grading, correct? Then second thing is what?
Inner facing.
Inner facing premium.
Yes.
Third thing is what? We predicted that the dining will be awkward. So there might be a lot of buyers who see this and say, I don't want. Resale, we bring buyer around. They say, hey, I got a 732 2-bedroom, you want? I don't want. Means that there's no demand. There's a possibility because buyers saw this layout, they don't like. Then we have a certain unique type of layout in this 743 that we created. Buyer came in, the ID all done properly with the good dining area, everything. Then they say this is the unit that I want, and they can't find another unit that's exactly the same.
And one of the best part for this 743 layout, right, is that majority of them are actually facing the less premium side, which means that in terms of price point, very likely it can be very, very close to the 700 square feet.
So you can buy a very high floor with a very small premium, possible lah.
That's why we have actually worked out the top picks for this. The top pick is what we mentioned just now, 743 square feet, specific facing, because there is also landed facing. Landed, that one will also come at a premium, okay?
Yep.
Then the second choice will be the 700 square feet. So over here, we have actually worked out in terms of price point. Okay, so for the 700 square feet, assuming it actually launched $100 per square foot more.
Which is possible, which
right.
just now we say is about 4% more.
Which is there about 100 plus, okay? Okay, based on the 700 square feet, we are looking at about 1.855 entry price. Okay, so let's assume we were to get the 743 square feet at 100 PSF cheaper, right? We are looking at an entry price of 1.89, which the difference is
39,000, 40,000.
Yeah.
So why we have these 2550 and 2650? Because the 743 are all the not fantastic facing. 700 are all the good facing. So just now at Normanton Park, the difference between the pool and the non-pool is about 4 to 5% difference. So if we take a 4%, the difference will be about $100. If we take an exact 5, the difference will be about $120 more. There is a possibility that the 700 square feet will be the same price as 743. Then definitely we want to go for 743. Yes. So 743, first choice, number one choice. This is, if you want to buy, I think this is one that you want to put your focus.
Actually, I have one more idea for the 743 because it was at the SHOWFLAT. If we can do a co-living, we can actually have 4 bedrooms.
Oh, really? Wow.
See over here? We have measured just now. This one is able to put a single bed. So we can put maybe somewhere like that lah.
Okay,
then we got 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
I mean,
just additional things that you can know. Okay, so first choice 743, second choice 700, and no more third choice.
Third choice is no choice. You know what lah?
No
There's
choice.
only 3 layout, right?
732 lah.
Yes.
If really no choice, then buy that one. Okay. So now the 3-bedroom we are going in.
Yes.
Wow,
so before we begin the 3-bedroom, right? Just now we have the 2-bedroom. How Kingsford price their 2-bedroom, right? Now we will also look at how Kingsford price their
3-bedroom for Normanton Park.
Because 3-bedroom also make up 40% of the entire inventory. So meaning to say, when it comes to a resale market, you also have a lot of competition. So it's very important.
And if you are looking for a 3-bedroom in Chuan Park, I think this is the part that you really need to listen. Why? Because there's so many type of different layout in Chuan Park for 3-bedroom. I see until I'm so confused because usually there's only compact and premium. But this one got compact, deluxe, and premium. So it's like 3 different types. So which one should we go for? We will go through everything today. So this is Normanton Park, same thing, pool facing, sea facing, and west facing. Now we want to see. There is no expressway facing for 3-bedroom in Normanton. The worst facing is the west facing. Okay, so now we see the prices premium. So for the west facing to the sea facing, the premium is, you can see from here, about 4% average.
Very similar.
Second, you can see, same one. The 2-bedroom this way, the 3-bedroom is in the same way also. The premium between the pool and the sea is only like that. And I find very funny. You know what I find funny?
Why?
Why the gap is 1.9% for a lower floor facing?
I have no clue.
Because the pool facing lower floor should be better, right?
But one thing, of course, one thing that is different about like Normanton Park is that Normanton Park is on the elevated, like the first floor is not really ground floor per se, but I think for Chuan Park over here, the first few floor is really ground floor, you'll be blocked lah. So I think maybe that's why. But other than that, I cannot feel I don't know what's the difference.
Yeah, by right, the park facing should be cheaper on the lower floor then the pool facing should be more expensive on the lower floor So sometimes it can be a bit so you need to look at all these things and have a standard way of taking prices to understand where I want to focus. So like example, if I took 0211 for Normanton and 0269 on the launch day, I would know I will never buy a pool view lower floor. Okay, so premium by per floor jump, same thing, park facing is about 2.2% per floor jump from low to high, all the way. Then the pool facing, you can see here, very funny, only the middle floor is 5.51%, but overall it's 0.3. It's still very doable. Then for the west facing is also 0.3. So you can see for Normanton, the strategy is the premium is all placed on premium stack.
Facing, not the level.
Yes. And for Chuan Park, if you can see here, if I get a unit, let's say this side got the pool view, right? But if I get high floor, because Chuan is built in a way that it's not this kind of condo that the pool is like that, my block is here. This one is I'm blocking each other. This one, like the stack 30 or stack 35, I might still be able to see outside with the pool facing. Also, the floor level is important. If I get high floor, I might get an unblocked view in terms of certain angle. Also, if the gap of the per floor jump is really low, I would really say go for as high floor as possible. And if the top floor premium is not high, because this is the old way of building with no harmonization, the ceiling height, they will still give you the very high ceiling, but they will charge you in terms of the include into the GFA, all these things. Then you can also go for the penthouse unit, because we have done a lot of research and we realized all the penthouse unit actually they have more profit. Usually people like, I think it feel bigger also, the higher ceiling. And you might not see all this after harmonization already, because now harmonization already, developer build high ceiling, the PSF will look very high.
It will also waste their space.
They cannot charge you for the size already.
Yep.
So it might be very rare in future. So if you can see the gap is not big, go for the top floor. Okay?
So in a way, for the 3-bedroom, right, we utilize the same strategy as the 2-bedroom. We will be not looking at a premium in terms of level, because there's no premium anyway. We are looking at the different facing, potentially how much they're going to launch at. But of course, for the 3-bedroom, like what you said earlier, there are a lot of layouts. There are altogether 8 layouts, okay? So we are going to run through them as well. Okay. So let's start off with the 3-bedroom classic, which is the smallest one now. For the classic, supposedly there are actually 3 different sizes. However, the last one, the last type is actually very similar to the next type. So I plonk it aside. So for the classic, let's just focus on these 2 layouts first. The first one is 915 square feet and the second one is 936 square feet. Okay, so mainly let me touch on the differences. Okay, the differences lies with, of course, the foyer area. So the foyer for the 936 will appear to be longer, okay, and also narrower. Means that you don't feel that the unit is spacious the moment when you walk in, alright? Then now we talk about the dining, because dining seems like it's a topic, a very important topic, for especially for the 3-bedroom, right? For the 915 square feet, we have a proper dining area, which you can really tuck in your dining space over there. But for this 936, right, somehow it really feels like if you were to put your table there, it might eat into your foyer or corridor space, which will make the entire unit maybe a bit more cramped.
Okay, so very clear you can see from here is that this part, the living is wider than your dining. This 936. 915, the dining is wider than your living. So which means that you still have a proper area for dining. At least a 6-seater, which is very important for a 3-bedroom. And the unit here is 44, here is 104. But I think the layout for the 3 compact is built quite well. First, we have window in the kitchen. We have glass in the kitchen, which means that the kitchen will be bright. Second, it's very rare to see window in the master bedroom. So overall, the 3 compact classic, I feel it's very well built. But if you ask me to, I will put more attention to a 915. Firstly, not enough supply.
Cost 2 stacks only.
Yeah. Secondly, because of the stacks, they should be priced cheaper. They do not have the premium facing.
They will be blocked because they will be facing another building.
And third, they got a better kitchen. And overall, because it's 915 versus 936, the 915 will be cheaper because it's still a smaller size, not as good facing, means that the PSF will be lower. Possibly 915 and 936 can have a gap of about 100,000. Possibly. So 915 will be the most preferred choice for 3 classic.
Moving forward,
3 deluxe.
Okay, for the deluxe, actually there are only 2 layouts. However, remember just now earlier I said that we actually put the biggest classic into here because the layout looks very similar. Okay, so this C1B over here, this is actually the classic layout. But very interestingly, this classic layout, right, we have a bomb shelter over here. However, this bomb shelter is in front of the kitchen, which means the only light into the kitchen is from your tiny bit of like aircon ledge area only. Means that the kitchen might be a bit dark lah.
It'll be very dark.
It'll be very dark.
I think you have been to those condos. In the afternoon, you still have the online one.
Oh yes.
There's a lot of condo like that. And there's a DB box in front, which means the totally no light for the kitchen itself, only from here.
Oh, actually the DB box placement is also quite awkward lah. Oh well. Then after that we move on to C2. C2, I think the layout is very much similar to the C1, but except for one part, which is, we find it very interesting, like this is the kitchen. If you can see over here, this part over here is the door to the kitchen. But the dining area is in front of the kitchen. Means every time when I get out of the kitchen, I go out, right, then your guest
I tell you, put here. Right? So it's quite weird. It's quite weird lah. So this layout is 1023 square feet lah, but it seems weird lah, huh? Then the next one is 1033.
Yes, 1033 layout. So for the 1033 layout, this is actually very good and decent because you look at the dining area. Very, very nice designated dining area. Then we have, of course, you know, again, this one, the bomb shelter is in front of the kitchen lah. So no choice, you know, light source will be quite low. However, the rest of it are pretty much, I would say...
You have a wide dining area lah, which is what we have mentioned, and it's very important for 3-bedroom. But the main key is what? The main key is that this one is all the cheaper facing.
Yes, correct.
I actually prefer the 958, but 958 have all the premium facing. So 958 might be a bit more pricey. So it depends on whether you want view. But for the 900 plus square feet to 1000 square feet layout, I wouldn't ask you to go for the best view unit if the premium is very high. Why? Because buyers that's buying in this type of range one are usually more practical rather than they want the best things lah. So because if not, they would have buy the bigger units lah. So you would maybe want to toggle around. But if the premium is not that high, then 958 might be a good choice lah. But in short, we will put 1033 as the main choice lah.
Yes, correct. So if you look at this one, we actually did a pricing again. So just now Alex mentioned that actually his favorite is the 958, right? So 958 is fine. However, if we were to buy 958, it will definitely come at a premium pricing. So let's just assume again 100 per square foot more, which will work out to be 2.49.
Yeah.
Why do I write like that?
2.49.
2.49 million for a 958 square feet. And because the 1033 square feet is less premium, so let's say 100 per square foot lesser, that will be 2.58.
Yep.
Wow, the premium is
more.
like...
For about 100 square feet more. So
it's no brainer, just go for the 1033 square feet.
Yeah, so that's the top choice, 1033, and there's only 57 units, which is same thing, coming back to the supply. There's not a lot of supply of the 1033 square feet. Okay? So this is for our 3 premium. So
now is the premium. For the premium, there are 3 different sizes. We have got 1206 and also 1227. For the premium, okay, what's good about this? Okay, so actually the show flat layout is this one, 1206. Very interestingly, I don't know why the bomb shelter is beside the door. If let's say you got a helper and your helper sleep inside,
so every day,
it's a bit challenging lah.
So you open the door, you will hit the bomb shelter door.
Just now we will brief that the bomb shelter's door have to always be closed. Yes.
Then your maid how?
Or bifoldable door.
But they have to have the main door there, what? The heavy one.
I have no idea.
Then the maid how? Like close the door all the time, how to sleep?
But if you don't have a helper, this is perfect because your storeroom doesn't eat into your living space, you know. But this foyer is also actually quite a big size lah.
I think the best thing about this 1206 and 1227 is very nice living room lah. The area is wide enough lah. But the rest of the thing, the only best thing they have is they have like a walk-in wardrobe lah, all of them. But I personally will feel I would definitely avoid this 3 deal.
We will explain to you why, okay? So just now, we actually got our top pick, right? So our top pick for the 3-bedroom deluxe is the one that is on the extreme right-hand side of this screen. Okay, this is our preferred layout. You can see that in terms of the wholesale price, right, is 2.58.
Yeah.
Okay. However, you look at the premium, the wholesale price will be
3.3 million, 3.2 million.
Yeah, about 400,000 more.
Which you will be very, very, more than 400, I think it's 500 to 600,000 more.
Oh, yes.
So you will be very close to what? The 4-bedroom pricing, which we will later run through with you in terms of the numbers. So for example, the 4-bedroom 1335, which you have another bedroom, you will be paying about 3.27. Let's say if the per square foot is lower. Even if it's 2.5, you might be about 3.3 something. So which means that the 3 premium, correct? 3 premium. And the 4-bedroom, the gap is too small. And the gap between the 3 deluxe and 3 premium is too big. So I will go for the 3 deluxe Then the 4 bedroom, the 3 premium I will avoid.
Correct, because it only takes a very little bit, right, to upgrade from a 3 premium to a 4 bedroom. So it's no brainer that a lot of buyers here either buy the deluxe or the 4 bedroom.
And the 4 bedroom don't have bomb shelter. So 3 premium, if you got other choices, avoid first. I rather you buy the deluxe if you have some budget constraint that you want to work with, or if you have no budget constraint, then go for the 4 bedroom. Okay?
Yes.
So 4 bedroom layout.
Now 4 bedroom is pretty direct, and 4 bedroom is also limited in supply in a way there's only 3 stacks lah. Okay. For the 4 bedroom, the main differences between both 4 bedroom layout is the storeroom. One has a store and one has a bomb shelter. Again, this time the bomb shelter is also behind the door.
And this one have a WC lah.
Oh yes, WC.
So I mean overall, I feel I also don't know the maids where they stay leh. I mean, I'm looking at this, but store is definitely better than WC, and because of the what? Because of the size of the unit that we are having, which is about 60 square feet difference, D1 will be definitely cheaper. But the thing is that because you're buying a 4 bedroom, right? You also still need a WC and a proper maid's room. Of course, this is a bomb shelter, but this is important for a 4 bedroom unit. So in that sense, I think the D2 might be a better choice. But I think between these two, D1 and D2 is not like a sure win between one of the layout, because they have both their pros and cons. So now we look at this. So D2 is our top choice. But like I say, if it's D1, it's okay, it's fine also. Not that big of a disparity between the D1 and D2 comparing to all other layouts that we are talking about. Like 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom, we have a certain very clear choice that we are going for, but the 4 bedroom, we are open. Depending on what floor you have, what choice you have. Like example, if the D1 have a top floor unit, there is not much premium versus a D2 or a 10th floor unit, I will go for D1.
Yep. And last but not least, we have the 5 bedroom, only one particular stack, and this is also the most premium one, which is landed facing.
Yes.
Okay, would you like to bring us along for the 5?
So the 5 bedroom, first thing, no wardrobe for 2 of the bedroom, you have to build your own. And honestly, I think layout is not the best. But later we explain to you other things that is important. Because why? I don't know why the dry kitchen is like that one. The 5 bedroom layout, one of the key elements is you need to be grand.
Grand, yes.
You need to feel good. But this one, we do not have exactly that kind of feeling. But we have some things that is important. We have the 2 sink, which is important for bigger units. That's all I can say. And we have the very important junior master, which is important for bigger units. Okay, so this is 1550 square feet, which is, for 5 bedroom standard, is not very big. It's quite common. But why I think the 5 bedroom is something that you can consider? First thing, because 1550. Why? Because 1550 means that they manage the price point quite conservative.
About less than 4 mil range.
I think should be around there, because there's some projects the 5 bedroom can go up to 1,007 square feet. Like Pine Tree is about, I think 1722, if I never remember wrong. Then like Sora is 1678. You know, they are all more than 1,006 square feet. But surprisingly here they manage within 1,006 square feet, which will make it more affordable. But if let's say you got a buyer who feel that the bedroom is a bit small or whichever, and they want a bigger bedroom, but 4 bedroom, because this one is not harmonized and it's an en bloc, they can knock the door away, they can make it into a big bedroom. So it's still flexible for you to do some changes. So the key thing here is the supply of 5 bedroom in Lorong Chuan. There's only 3 units in the whole area of Lorong Chuan, 5 bedroom. There's no 5 bedroom at all. So it's severely undersupplied. There will still be people who need 5 bedroom. And these people can only buy where?
Chuan Park.
In future, if they want a resale property, they can only buy Chuan Park, because the surrounding condo, there is no 5 bedroom at all. And now we look at a 5 bedroom landed. How much does the landed cost there? So built up approximately all 2,000 square feet, which means each floor will be about 1,000 square feet. May feel a bit smaller than condo in terms of per floor plate. And the type of landed, the older freehold terrace that you require major renovation and older
cluster houses.
99 cluster houses.
So meaning to say, given the same 5 bedroom price tag in Chuan Park, right? if you want to look at the landed in the nearby surrounding, these are what you can get. All those are old, or you need to do a major reno, very small. So this 5-bedroom, even though the layout itself is perhaps doesn't fulfill the grand factor, but in terms of supply, right, there's a severe
in terms of a
undersupply.
need lah. I need 5-bedroom, I need 5-bedroom.
Yes, no
I can only buy here lah.
Yeah.
So that is one key factors that you can work on. Of course, people might be thinking at this price I could have bought a landed, but landed we got two choices: 99 cluster,
Very old.
or a freehold landed. The difference between a landed and a condo brand new is brand new. I do not need to spend much money on renovation. Which means I take keys, I build the cabinet, can cost me how much, right? I can keep my cost below 50,000 to make the house ready for us to move in. Okay, but for a landed, easily, if you want to do it nicely into a condo situation, it will cost 1 million to 1.5 million, that range.
Right.
If I want to rebuild, it will be close to 2 million range. So properly done will be 500,000 and above. So that's the key difference between a landed and a condo, and people who don't like trouble. So, but of course, we will be thinking,
What happens?
what happens if there's no supply? So we have some data to show you. Plus, we also will be thinking, if there's a landed, the same price in the surrounding, why would people buy condo?
Exactly.
Correct or not? So we want to go through these two things. So this is supply in Tampines. We want to go through here. Why? Because this is Treasure at Tampines. There's 110 units of 5-bedroom. And you can see at that point of time, East Point Green only got 8 units. And my Manhattan, there's no 5-bedroom. Moderna, there's no 5-bedroom, all 4-bedroom. So the whole area only got Treasure Tampines 110 units. So what happened? They make highest 981,000, and the average is about 600,000 to 700,000 easily. Next is actually Jadescape. This is very interesting. This will be very similar to Chuan Park. 39 units of 5-bedroom, 2099 square feet. There's no 5-bedroom here, no 5-bedroom here, no 5-bedroom, no 5-bedroom, no 5-bedroom, no 5-bedroom. Only Xinmin Plaza, 1996, got 5-bedroom. So there's only 4 units for sale. What happened? 1.122 million profit. Key thing I want you to watch here. The key thing, sales price, 4.12, 4 million, 4.55. Then we want to see, can they buy a landed with this price? 4.55 million Jadescape sold, 5-bedroom. Surrounding, there's one Jalan Pintau, sold at 3.4 million, 2039 square feet land, which means I feel this might be not a done up unit, might be an old landed. Because there's one more inter-terrace sold at Pemimbing Terrace house. 4.3381680 square feet. This might be a done up one. So you can see, I can buy almost a nice landed at 4.338 million, but there will still be people who go and buy Jadescape at 4.55 million. Here, I'm just trying to tell you one thing. Even if this price can afford landed, people can buy landed, there's still a group of people who don't want landed. They will go where?
And the best part is Chuan Park only got 22 units of
5-bedroom.
So let's say only one, even if one person sells, right? You only need that one buyer in the resale.
How many people will sell? All buy the 22 units is for own stay one. Waiting for Lorong Chuan area to have a 5-bedroom for maybe 30 years haven't come. Finally got one, you'll sell.
No.
So if you sell, you will be the one and only. But if you want to buy a 5-bedroom and sell, what is the setback?
You need to wait, take a relatively longer time to wait for that particular buyer to come by.
So don't buy and leave it empty to sell. It's going to be very tough for you. So you have an idea of moving in, while I'm staying there for 2 years, 3 years. I put it at a record high price, test the market. One day there will be one crazy buyer come and buy from you. You might be looking at quite a huge profit. So this is for Chuan Park 5-bedroom, and I think we are at the end of the.
For Chuan Park.
So of course, the preview date and the launch day is not 100% confirmed yet, but tentatively it's 19 October. The preview will start. So if you are looking for a unit there, watch the full video, understand and see how it can help you. If you got any questions, just drop a message in the chat box. We'll reach out to you.
Okay, all right.
Ken, see you.